So welcome to class, and we are going to start with some work on the roller. So I'm just going to grab it. We'll begin with a little bit of stretch here for the hips, opening them up. So you can start actually having a seat and then go ahead. Your knees are propped up, and we'll take the roller under your knees, lay down on your back, and then lift your hips up so you can take the roller across with sort of the widest part of your hips by your sacrum. That's a big triangular bone near the base of your spine. And you hold the roller so that it doesn't roll away. Pull one knee up into what we call tabletop, shin parallel to the floor, and then exhale, the other leg comes to join it. You're looking straight up at the ceiling, and we'll just start with knee sway. So you bring your knees over to the right and turn your head to look left. Go as far as you can while keeping the shoulder blades grounded. Exhale, press to the roller and pull the knees up to the ceiling. And now the knees go over to the left as you turn your head to the right. So you get a nice diagonal stretch in your back and in your abdominals. As the knees come up on the exhale, you bring your knees to the ceiling too, and then your knees float to the right, you look away. Put a little extra weight in your left shoulder blades to hold it steady and then reach away from it with your hip. Exhale, push down into the roller, pull yourself back to center with the oblique abdominals, and now we go over to the left. And you're going to be rolling across your glutes, which you may find some points of tightness there, some points of tension. Exhale, back to center again. We'll do one more set like this. So taking the knees over to the right, look to your left, get a nice little rotation going on in your neck, the cervical spine. Exhale, pull back to center. Try to work from your core, really focus on what's happening with the hips. The right hip tips up to take the legs over to the left. The right shoulder is grounded. Exhale, push into the roller, pull into your abs and end with the knees up at the ceiling. Now here, let's just take the right leg up to the ceiling and then extend the left leg long. So we're in a scissor split position. You inhale to switch the legs and exhale to switch again. And of course, you can only go as far as your flexibility allows. And it's certainly okay when you lift the leg and your hamstrings feel tight to bend the knee a little bit or even a lot. The main thing is to get the stretch in the back of the thigh. So just breathe as we do this. So it's an inhale for one movement, and then an exhale for the other. And the legs pass in mid-stride here. You're working not only to lift the leg up high enough to get the stretch in the back of the leg, but also to lower the other leg forward, or actually both of the legs in turn, forward to get a little bit of opening across the top of your hips. Breathe as you do it. And then we can lift both legs up to the ceiling. Externally rotate, which means you have the heels together, the toes apart, and the thighs have spiraled externally in the hips. And here, pull the legs apart for a side split. It'll stretch your inner thighs, and exhale, pull the upper thighs together to close your heels. Inhale, we open the legs. Exhale and close. Let's do that again. Reach across the room with your feet. Pull the thighs together, and one more like this. Open sideways. Exhale, pull the legs together. Now leave the left leg up in the air and take the right leg out to the side while holding the left hip grounded on your roller. Exhale to pull the leg up slowly. Use your full exhalation, and I move the right leg vertical as the left leg goes sideways. Put extra weight in the right hip. Try to keep your glutes on the roller here. Exhale, pull the left leg to the right one. So we alternate the legs. Right leg goes out. It draws an arc like it's coming down the side of a rainbow. And then pull it on up. Lift it here. And now the left leg goes out sideways. Exhale to lift it. We'll do one more set. Right leg out. Reach it open. Exhale, pull it on up. And now here for the left, opening it sideways. Right hip grounded. Exhale to lift it. And now we can go into our bicycle. So you can bend the left knee in and press the right leg forward. Reach the foot out long. Try to tap the heel to the ground and then slide the foot in as the other leg is reaching out and away. So the legs work, they stretch. And as the leg pulls in, try to pull the knee in tight to your chest and then fold it up and over your shoulder. At the same time, you're also reaching the leg out long as it reaches away from you. See if you can slide your foot along the mat as you go here to get more opening through your hip. And ideally, you keep the leg as straight as possible on its journey to the floor. So you really get the hip to open there. Of course, if you need to bend it, that's going to happen. We'll do it, and that's fine. But just try to work the stretch in both directions. The leg going down and also the leg coming back over your shoulder. And let's finish this and then reverse back pedal. So you slide the foot along the mat, you lift it high, and you reach the toes to the ground and then skate the foot forward along the mat surface. Get the leg as straight as you can, and then you lift it up like you're scooping the air up at the top of your foot and the top of your shin. Can't you feel how your legs love this? We've all been sort of tied up inside at our desks, I think, with all this rain we've been having. So it feels good to just really move and stretch. And then we can lift the legs up to the ceiling. And then bend your knees, fold the knees in, lower arm down. And then we're going to slide the right leg forward. And take the right arm back just to open up the right front line of our body here. If it feels like it's too much for your back, you could pull your left knee in closer to your chest. That would take some of the tension out of the lower back. If you're fine, lower the foot. The other thing you can always check to be sure the roller is at the right spot. If it's too low or too high, it's not going to be supportive for your back. There'll be a slight arch here, an additional arch in the waistline and the low back area, but it should feel comfortable to you. Okay, and then let's bring the right side back to the roller. And then slide the left leg forward and the left arm goes back of the head to the floor. And again, only if it's comfortable, right? If your shoulder doesn't want that, you can bend the elbow or take the arm a little wider, whatever kind of works for you. If you've got an issue with your shoulder this week or normally, you could always just bring your hand either to your chest or back up to the roller and just focus on the leg stretch. Don't move the hip. So if it feels good, enjoy it. And just breathe and give your inhale lengthening your body from your fingers to your toes. And then your exhale releasing and relaxing towards the floor. Now we can try both legs forward, both legs back. And again, if that's too much, just do one side, then the other one until this feels like it's a wonderful thing for your body. You can always, again, bend the knees a little bit to ease the stretch across your hips. We'll just take one more deep breath in and long breath out here. And then we can bring the hands back to the roller, bend your knees, lift your hips up, and we slide the roller forward to lower the spine, and then come up to sitting. We're going to stretch out the back line after we just stretch out the front. So let's bring the roller down so it's between your calf and your heel, right on that Achilles tendon here. And you can rest your legs there first. And then let's take your right knee up, slide the foot in, bring the heel in towards your tail, and then let the knee fall open to the side. So you're in a figure 4 position. And you sit upright. You're going to feel both sits bones here. If this is too tight for you, you could always do this without the roller or elevate your hips. So let's just slide the hands down the leg towards the foot, stretching out here. You can have a slight diagonal with your nose towards your knee to really press down into both of your sits bones here. And pull the waist back. You're having a little bit of a curve through your spine. Like you're lifting up and around the ball here underneath you. And then stack the spine bottom to top. Bring your hands at your side. You make a little fist or else just press this palm of the hand down. Lift your chest up at the ceiling. Let your shoulder blades waterfall behind you as the collarbones open. And exhale, release to neutral. And then we're looking down, your hands slide down your legs, go as far as they will, right? You might hold onto your foot. You might just get to the knee, whatever works is what's fine. Just feel the stretch that you want, that you enjoy. Your forehead hangs down by the knee. That upper leg can be bent a little bit if that eases the tension at the knee. We try to feel the stretch in the hamstring there too. And then we press to the leg and we come all the way up. Good, hopefully that felt wonderful. We'll do the other leg. So now the left leg is up and, the right leg is up and my left leg is out. So sit tall, and then we're gonna slide the hand down the leg again, reach up long. Feel that stretch in the low back. It's a little bit of a diagonal stretch too. Stay there, breathe into any part of your body that feels tight. And then stack your spine bone to top. Up, and then hands at your side. Push down, lift your chest. It's a seated upper back extension, which we would call a swan in Pilates. And then back to center. And again, hands slide down the leg. Stretch out, reach long. Feel both sits both anchored down. And just notice where you feel the tug, where you feel the pull. If you feel like you want to rotate your spine a little bit so it really stretch across it's tight, go ahead and do that. And then we articulate the spine up as your hands slide along the leg to come up. And here we'll crisscross the ankles. Sit with the knees open and bring the roller in by your knees. So here, this is a variation on the traditional spine stretch exercise from Pilates. So just take your hands here on the roller. Lightly press down again, lift the chest. Heart is high. You're not just lifting your chin, you're trying to really pick up the heart, open the front rib cage, and lift the front ribs up off of the pelvis, off the belly. And then come back to look straight ahead. Look down the nose, chin towards your chest. You dive the head out, over, and down. And as you're moving the spine forward, the arms are going to slide forward because of the movement of the spine. The roller will roll away from you and also roll up towards your elbows. Go down as low as you want to. Feel that stretch in the hip and also in the back. And then lightly press into the roll and you stack your spine from the bottom to the top. And then once you're lifted to a vertical position, let me press down with your hands. Stretch the abs by lifting the chest up. So that lengthening here in the abdominal wall, you can press slightly to the hands again. And then we come back to neutral, look down. And we dive the head out, over, and down in an arc and a curve. Out by your ankles and down to your mat. And the roller goes up your arms. Feel that back stretch. And then press into your arms as you come up. Now it is possible too, like if your knees are, kind of high off the ground, what you could do, you could take a ball or a yoga ball, a cushion of some kind, and place it underneath the thigh so that the knees would be supported in a more elevated position, if that's where they are. Okay. So next from here, let's recross the ankles, because that's the Pilates way. Because I know I always go into the easier way for my hips first, and here I am, and this is not quite as comfortable, but that's sort of what I'm trying to change. So we're going to press slightly through the arms, lift the chest again. Come back to neutral, look down, and then dive forward. Head, neck, upper back, mid back, low back. Get a nice little massage along that lower arm, the forearm. You also get the stretch into your lat as you reach the arms forward and anchor down through your tailbone. Press this tail into the ground and stack your spine bottom to top. It's like you're zipping up an invisible wall. And then let's lift the chest here. Up high. Come back to center. And we'll do that one more time. So look down and dive over. Hold the back, stretch out. You can also do a variation with a ball here with just your hands overlapped on a ball. The roller or the ball are great because the rolling of them along the mat really lifts or lowers your spine in a really sequential way. So you can kind of feel it's like you're getting every inch of it to stretch and work in sequence. All right, so good. So we'll put the roller aside now, and we're going to start with the Pilates mat series, beginning with hundreds. So you can come to the front of your mat. These could be bent, and let your hands slide down the back of your legs as you roll back to what we call an upper curl. So you're only going to go down to the tip of the shoulder blades. The upper body will remain lifted off the mat, then pull one leg in, the other leg in. Use your arms to help pull your chest up a little bit higher and get more work into the abdominal wall. Extend the legs up to the ceiling, stretch the arms at your side, and pump the arms. Inhaling for 5 beats, exhaling for 5 more. If this is your first time in class of trying Pilates, you should know that you should be looking down at your abs so that your chin is tucked in, and that prevents the head from falling back and creating more strain in the neck. It also helps you come up a little deeper into the upper curl to feel more work in the upper abdominals. The shoulders are wide, the collarbones broad, so the blades fall behind you, and you reach out long through your fingertips like they're stretching to the far wall. If it bothers your neck, take a break and take one hand behind the head, and then you can always switch the arms to give your head a little bit of extra support. Keep pumping, keep reaching, squeeze the legs together, line up their inner line with your nose, navel, your central axis. Try to take equal weight in the 2 sides of your body and keep pulling your head and chest higher and your chest further down towards the navel, like the sternum is diving into its belly. All right, one final inhale, one final exhale, and then fold the knees in, lay yourself back. You can lower your feet, keep the knees bent, open the arms, and then just rock the knees side to side, like we did earlier on the roller, and remember, look away with your gaze from the direction of your knees. Just give yourself a little stretch in the abs, a little release in the neck here. Coming back to center, we're going to come up for roll up. So extend the legs forward, lift the arms up to the ceiling, let your shoulder blades drop, palms are forward, take the arms back towards your ears without increasing the arch of your spine. Now, the legs squeeze together, start to lift the arms, pick up the head, neck, and chest, exhale, and pull your body off the mat, very good. Dive over, suck the belly back as you dive forward. And here's a place where you could always grab a TheraBand if you needed it. And particularly for guys, if they feel like their heels are lifting off the ground, you can just add ankle weights to your feet to give you more support and more control for this movement. Good. The arm position will vary. So we're going to lift the arms, let the shoulders fall down your back, you lift the head, you pull the body up, the shoulders melt behind you, no punching, no shoulder earmuffs. Suck the waist back as you dive forward over your knees. Hamstring tight people should bend their knees here and just get the stretch that feels good in the hamstrings, good in the low back. Push the legs forward, start to roll back. Now more advanced, the arms will be higher, but you want to watch because if you keep the arms too high, you may accelerate and lose your control going down, right? Like you still went down in the chunk, that's not what you want. So we want to adjust the arms so that they're challenging, but allow you to maintain control of your spine. So come up, exhale here, lift the head, suck the waist back, dive forward, stretching out. Your body makes like a horseshoe shape here on its side. And then you press the legs forward. So you might start with the arms higher as you start to go back, but there may become a point where you want to lower the arms so you have control to lay the spine down without collapsing, without falling, and then you can take the big yawning arms, reaching back. Let's do one more to come up. Lift here. Exhale, pull yourself up, use the breath. The exhale continues as you suction your waist back and your head forward, the blade slipping down your back here, and then take it back again. And roll all the way back down. Curve the spine into the ground, try to hit every vertebra, every inch of your back into the mat, and then circle the arms around. Excellent. So from this point, we're going to use the TheraBand for single leg circle. So you'll take your band and you'll take the middle of it on the right foot, around the pelvic foot of the arch. Lift the leg up to the ceiling, elbows anchored down, and pull your elbows away from your ears to lengthen the neck. The top foot, the right foot is in a soft point, the left foot is flexed on the mat. So we begin by circling the leg. It goes across the body as you inhale, and then you draw a big circle in the air, bring it forward, exhaling all the way out around to the side and up to the ceiling. So you want the circle to be as large as possible, as long as you're stable on the mat with your hips, your standing leg, and your shoulders. So as you cross over, the right leg goes to the left, the right hip is heavy. As you push forward, the left hip gets heavy. Everything on the left side of your body sinks into the ground like you're bolted to the floor there. And it's a 1 breath per circle, a short, deep inhale and a long, slow exhale. We want that long exhale so that you're out of breath really at the top of the movement and you feel that contraction of the lowest abdominal muscle that transverses, knits together like an inner corset at the end of this circle, at the end of this movement, at the end of this breath. Let's just do 1 more because it feels so good to reach out onto the band, keeping the upper arms pressing into the ground at your side. And then we come to the top and reverse. So we externally rotate the leg to move it out to the right and then sweep the leg forward and down. It's neutral at the bottom. Internally rotate it on the left side, neutral at the top. And again, try to anticipate the weight of your leg by pressing the hips and anything else that's touching the mat on the opposite side from where the leg will be. So I press to the left side before the leg moves right, and I press to the right side before the leg moves left. You should be able to feel your core engagement here, particularly through those obliques. And hopefully also as the leg goes out to the side, you feel the inner thigh stretch. When it goes across, you're going to feel the outer thigh lengthening, goes into that IT band, which often is tight on people. And at the top, you feel the hamstring stretch. Let's stop there. All right, now take both ends of the band into your right hand. If you need the left hand to help you on the band, of course, that's fine. The left arm will either extend out to the side and look at it, or if you tend to tip the hips, maybe take your left hand on the left hip bone, keep it grounded, and then rock the leg a little bit towards your shoulder and away. So it's a gentle, very slow movement. You're just kind of opening up the upper inner thigh muscle here on your right leg. You don't want anything too dramatic, no big bouncing. Be kind to those muscles. Now exhale, pull the leg up to the ceiling, and we switch hands. Now the left hand holds the band. Extend the right arm, and as the leg crosses over, you lift the hip, the waist, even the lower ribs, but keep the shoulder blade on the floor, on your mat. And you pull the leg a little towards your left shoulder and then rotate it internally. The knee pointing down so that the toes also point down. And you'll feel that diagonal stretch across the outer thigh and a big stretch into the glute and sacral area here. Exhale to pull the hip down to lift the leg up to the ceiling. Reach it high, bend the knee if you need to. So you don't want to feel a strain at the back of the knee or at the sits bone where the hamstring attaches, but get a nice stretch in the belly of the muscle. And then fold the knee deep to your chest and brace it in. We'll take the band off. Let's just add one more little stretch here. Pull the knee to the outside of the rib cage, up and in towards the armpit, and the opposite hip is down. The left leg reaches long. Pull that leg into center, pull it into your chest, and then release it forward. And you should feel, it feels almost like that side dropped about ½ an inch, right? The pelvic calf is lower. The back of the thigh is lower, the leg is more rotated externally, definitely more relaxed, but also more energized at the same time. So here we go for the left leg. So we pull it in, you place the band on the foot again, toes are free, and you anchor your elbows down by your waist, like forward, no shoulder earmuffs, and then lift up. Your right foot is flexed on the floor, the left foot is at a soft point. And we begin with the circle across the body. So reach it over, feel the stretch on the outside of the leg, go low. Rotate it externally, out to the left leg reaches to the left, and up high to the ceiling. So begin with your breath, short inhale, and then a long exhale. All the way around to the top, feel the abdominal wall contraction deep inside. And you're trying to keep the upper arms grounded, but the elbows act sort of as a pivot point. So in order to protect the wrist, the carpal tunnel area here, you want to let your forearms sort of pivot here from the elbow So the arms are pointing, the forearms are always pointing in the same direction as your leg and as your straps. Right side is heavy, so let's sweep over to the left. And then let's do it again. If you're not really feeling that abdominal work, make the inhale as short as possible and the exhale as long as possible. We literally want to run out of breath at the top of the movement. And then let's do one more circle here. Make it smooth, glide the leg through the air, push the air aside, lift up to the ceiling, and now reverse. Out to the side, hold the right side grounded, push the leg forward. Picture yourself drawing a circle here with your foot in the air, and then every repetition, the foot reaches a little bit further out into space. The body still remains grounded, still remains steady, heavy on the mat, but the leg is floating and reaching and stretching away. That'll give you that long, beautiful length in your leg muscles and also release in all the joints. We're going to do one more. Take it over, push it forward, around, drag it over and lift it. Here at the top, give yourself a little extra stretch. And then we'll take both ends of the band in the left hand and put the left leg out to the left. Hold that right side heavy, hands on hip or out. And then you rock the leg slowly, smoothly. Not a huge movement, just a nice little gliding stretch. So you're hitting more than just one aspect of the inner thigh. Exhale to pick the leg up to the ceiling, switch hands, and then cross it over. Extend the arm, look at that hand, reach the leg long, then try to pull it a little closer to your shoulder, and then rotate it internally. Sometimes people need to bend the knee a little bit to slacken out the hamstring line. But eventually you'd like it to be as straight as you can be. Now pull the hip down to lift the leg up to the ceiling. Give it a serious stretch here. And then you can pull the knee into your chest. The band comes off. Pull that leg in tight. And then, just like before, we're taking it out to the side. So pull the knee as if it's coming up to snuggle into your left armpit. The leg a little bit to the outside of the rib cage on your left. And the right side is still heavy and pressing into the ground. Pull your left knee back to center. Right to the left chest wall, hug it in, and then slide it forward. Maybe shake out the legs, and then let them just relax. They should both feel longer, they should feel more at ease, they should feel more awake at the same time. All right, so here, let's pull your left knee into your chest. Extend the right leg up to the ceiling, and we're rolling forward and up for rolling like a ball. Push the legs away, come up to balance on your sacrum, and you can take a ball and take it between your thighs. So not at the knees, like into the belly of the muscle a bit. And then you'll take the hands to the shins. A little easier would be to the back of the thighs. So you pull the elbows forward, you round the waist back. You're in pelvic tuck and an upward curl, look down at your belly. Inhale, we lift the tail over the shoulder blades. It sits off the ground. And exhale, let's come all the way up to your balance point. There we go. So drop your shoulders, elbows go out. And then you can pull the elbows forward and feel your back sink back into more of a curve. Good. Lift the tail a little back. Exhale to come forward to your balance. Yeah. And your chin is down as you look down your nose at your belly. You always start with an inhale to go back just to the tip of the blades. Exhale starts there so that you're already in your exhale as you change direction to lift up. Let's do that again. Inhale, back here. And exhale, come forward to lift. All right, then we can lower the feet and take the ball to the side. All right, for the ab series, we'll pull the right leg in, right hand to the ankle, left hand to the knee. And then you'll roll back slowly, extend the left leg up and out. As a counterbalance, you go down with control to your upper curl. Look right down your midline, legs are directly in line with their hips. Inhale, let's switch the legs. Left hand to the left ankle and switch. Right hand to the right ankle while the left leg stretches long. Pull one leg in tight, the other leg reaches away from you. When you have your hands below, try to pull yourself a little higher and deeper into the upright curl. And then try to hold yourself there as you release and wait to grab the other leg. You go from an extended hip to a compressed one. We're going to end when the left leg comes in. Pull both knees in, one hand to the chin, squeeze the legs tight. Elbows wide, right hand stretch, arms and legs up to the ceiling. You fold the knees in, they stay together as you circle the arms around and embrace your legs towards your chest. Inhale to reach, exhale and circle. And after you get the choreography, the arms and legs reach further away and you can brace them in. The thing about reaching them further away is you cannot fall to the ground. You have to keep your upper arm curl. And you have to go to a range of motion that works for you. We'll do one more. Stretch it away from center, pull it back in. Rest your head down and lower your feet down. Here, just open the knees in a butterfly. Give you a little bit of a break here for your neck. Knees open and exhale, close. It could also be, sometimes we call it a frog. The knees open out in external rotation and they come back to the top, inner legs together. So pull that apart, exhale, pull it together. And just one more. All right, so now pull your legs into your chest, hold on to your thighs. Come up to your upper curl, just moving the legs away to help you come into a deep curve. Extend the legs up to the ceiling. We're going to grab hold high on the right leg as the left leg reaches away. And we inhale to switch the legs. And exhale to switch again. Pull the leg towards you and then pull your chest up, your head up towards the leg. Try to maintain that work in the upper abdominals and the stretch through the back. You may want to bend your knees as you lift the legs up, but straighten them as they go down. And your gaze is down your nose, down at your belly. The whole time, you end with the left leg up, bring the right leg up, support your head with your hands. Pull the head up, lengthen the neck, elbows in and down. Now double leg, lower lift. We push the legs a little bit away. You're going to feel an increasing load in the abdominal wall. Exhale and pull the legs up using your deep psoas muscle, which is your hip flexor. So you have to be careful. It connects to the spine, and you want to definitely feel that your back is safe. The higher you come with your upper arm curl, the safer the back is actually, right? As you try to push your weight into the floor, you reach the legs away, and then exhale, pull it on up. Notice that we're going pretty slowly here. We don't want to just drop the legs using momentum and throw them up using momentum. Really try to work against gravity, both on the way down and on the way up. Let's just do one more. Let's press into each other. Hold that head high. Exhale, drag it back in. And now elbow to knee. So we twist to the right, and then we come up and forward and twist to the left. So that work through the diagonals of your belly. The obliques are the stars here, whether they want to be or not. Try to keep your hips grounded so that the legs shoot straight out of the socket and you're not flailing the legs from side to side across the room. The twist, the rotation happens in the upper body, not the lower body. Okay, we exit the left. We come back to center. Hug the knees in, and then stretch the arms back and the legs forward. Take a deep breath here. Just open, lengthen it out. And then we're coming up for spine stretch, which we did earlier with the roller. We're going to come up, exhale, pull yourself up, and let the head fall forward, stretch out your back, come all the way upright. Here's a place where if you do have tight back line, you would take a yoga block to come up and sit elevated. And it's actually a really good thing. Sometimes even if you don't have tightness there, just because you're going to feel more mobility in your spine. So never be afraid to try any of the accessories, any of the props. So sitting upright, the arms will extend forward. We push the arms down and lift the chest, lift the head up into the sky. Look down and dive forward, head, neck, upper back, mid back, low back. The waist gets pulled back when someone has their arms around your waist, pulling you backwards, and you dive forward over your legs. Looking for that stretch here in the low back and the hamstrings. Now press the heels down, sink the tail, and you stack the lift all the way up here. Going up, the arms curl to the ground. Look down again. Exhale, out, over and down. The shoulders melting behind you. So the arms are carried by the movement of your head and your spine. They're not going to come forward. You don't want to have your shoulders pull your spine forward. You want your spine to pull the shoulder girdle forward. Press down with your legs, articulate up. Then you widen the collarbones and the legs will fall behind you. And let's do it again. Exhale all the way out, over and down. Head moves the neck, then we move the thoracic spine, the lumbar spine. Suck the belly into the back where it's tight. And then press down and glide your spine up that imaginary wall. Come all the way up to the top. If you are sitting on something, come off of it. And we go to the front of the mat for open leg balance and rock it. So here, feet are in, towards your heels up together. And easiest to take your hands behind the thighs, elbows wide, rock back to lift your feet. So the right leg goes up in the air, you extend the leg, you hold the body stable, and then exhale, pull the feet back together. Connect them in for a little inner thigh connection. Now the left leg goes up. Stretch it and then bring it back down. As you advance, the arms go between the legs, rest on top of the ankles, and then you extend the right leg up. And then pull it down. And then the left leg extends. And exhale here. Right leg up again. Shoulders relaxed. Exhale and down. Very nice. And now the left. And pull it back. Now both together. They go up in a narrow V. As they lift, the hands might roll a little to the outside and behind the calf, pulling the elbow to the inside of the leg as you hold. So inhale, taking the arms up, the legs up, and exhale, pulling it all back down. Now we get ready to roll. So we're going to lift the legs up to the ceiling. Hands can go a little bit lower, really hold onto your calf muscles. Or you could also hold onto your thighs, look at your belly, lift the tail, roll your blades. Exhale, come forward to your balance point, and we roll again. Remember that chin down to your chest. You never want to roll onto your neck or your skull. Your rolling surface should be comfortable for you too for all these rolling exercises. So be sure you have enough padding underneath you. If you just have a yoga mat, try to be on a carpet or even a beach towel under that. Pilates mats are designed for rolling, so they tend to be a lot cushier, softer to protect your spots. Lift, now close the legs, bend the knees, and we'll lay on to our backs now for corkscrew. So we can roll on down. So I'm going to first show the beginner corkscrew, and then I'll show the advanced one. So we could start with or without the strap. I'll choose the strap. The strap goes around the balls of both feet, and you lift the legs up to the ceiling, soft point. Elbows are down. Then you keep hips grounded, the legs circle over to the right, circle forward and around. You're drawing a circle maybe the size of the basketball on the ceiling here. You come to the top and then reverse. So it's an inhale and an exhale around. Come up to the ceiling here. Just do one more set like this. So you alternate the direction each time. You feel a little shift in the pelvis. As you're shifting your weight around the sacrum, there's not a big twist in the hips though. Now, as we progress into the more advanced work, we're going to add the jackknife. It's sort of a combination of jackknife and that exercise. So you pull the legs into your chest, lift the legs up and forward, and then jackknife up, lift the hips high to the ceiling. And then here, it's a slight tip to the right side. So instead of going down the spine, you go down with the line of muscle just to the right of the spine. Come down slowly, pressing the arms firmly into the ground. When your right hip touches, you circle the legs a little out to the right, forward, a little bit out to the left, and then pull the feet almost all the way back in. Push down, lift, and then at the top, center. So on the way down now, we twist to the left. You go down the line of muscle here to the left of your spine. The legs circle out to the left, forward. Go around your sacrum, come to the right. Look almost all the way in. Exhale and lift it up. Hips are high, legs are high over your face. And now down on the right. Work it down here. And of course, if you don't want to do this, if it's not yet in your practice, please stay with the earlier form of the exercise. Coming up on the left, Now I think about whenever I do this, I think of my feet tracing like a raindrop or a teardrop here in the air. So it's like narrow at the top and there's a point at the top of the movement. We're gonna come around one more time, around to the right, to look to come up. We tap the ceiling, that's the point. And then this time we're going right down the midline to open the legs and come up through soft. Okay. I had some more advanced people in my class today, as well as a brand new beginner. So I wanted to give everyone some options there. So let's open the legs. And again, this is an exercise where you can benefit from elevating up onto a block or some books. So legs are wider than your mat. Extend the arms out to the side. We'll rotate to the right, and then the back of the left hand goes along the outside of the leg. The right arm reaches behind you on a diagonal. The wrists are straight. And then we hold that rotation, lift, coming up to vertical, unwind, spin to the left, back of the right hand along the leg, stretch out and long. Pull yourself up, and then unwind. This is your highest point here when you're centered. The body softens a little bit as you rotate, and then you go forward. Now use your hands of the leg to try to pull your right shoulder back behind you, towards the spine, towards the left shoulder blade, and then coming up, center, and then spin to the left, going over. And again, if you get the hand connection to the leg, pull your chest a little bit up and back. Your gaze is looking for that back hand. We'll pull up, center, and do one more center. So you spiral, twist, and dive, and the rotation keeps happening as you go lower and lower. Keep trying to turn your head, pull the right shoulder back, reach out long for the arms, and now pull yourself up, unwind, spin to the left, and go over again. And again, find a little more rotation than you think you had earlier. You try to open your chest to the side wall and move back through your fingertips. We'll lift to come up, center here, and then the arms lower. Legs together, and let's grab your roll up or swap. Okay, so you stretch yourself out on your abs. And then we'll take the arms, extend them over the roller. The roller is halfway between your wrist and your elbow. If your chest is tight, your arms are a little wider than your ears, right? So you want to keep your face off the ground. Pull the collarbones wide to start to pull the shoulders down your back with your lats. Your head goes forward, you look across the floor and up the wall. You lift your chest up through the space between your arms and look up towards the ceiling with your eyes. And then work it on down. Imagine a roller on your back, rolling you out into the ground like you're underneath a rolling pin. And then your ears between the arms, your face is off the ground, but you're looking down and slightly forward. So pull the head forward into the halo, pull the heart forward towards the roller. The roller's going to move towards you as you lift your torso up. Keep some press down through your arms and try to feel the stretch in the abdominals. So the pelvis is rounded. We're not going higher up, right? We're just trying to get the work into the mid to upper back and including the neck and the head coming up into a curve. Come out of it. And we'll do one more. So you open the chest and pulling the blades down your back, propelling the heart forward and up, lift. At the top of the movement, you might think of your tail lifting like a happy dog behind you. So it'll give you a little bit more space in that sacral area. And then go all the way down. Good. And now let's put the roller aside. And we're going to move into some of the side bends here. So be sure your toes are out of the way. And turn over to face the camera or to face me, depending whether you're here or somewhere else. You can prop yourself up on your elbow. And then you want to be in a straight line, like your back's against the wall from your elbow to your shoulder to your tailbone. The legs would move forward about 30 to 40 degrees. Okay. And then you reach long through your legs, the top leg reaches out. If this is uncomfortable for your neck, people with neck issues would extend the arm and lay their head down on your arm. Top hand, press it in front of your chest. Elbow comes a little bit forward, and you really feel as you push the floor down, you feel that connection in at the side of your chest, right into the lower ribs. So we pick the top leg up, flexing both feet. Inhale, the top leg swings forward and you reach out to pulse the heel 1 and 2. Point the foot and then take the leg back and reach back 1 and 2. So what's hard about this is you're trying to keep your body stable on your sideline as you're moving the leg. Push it all the way back, open the hip, reach and reach again. Flex to go forward. Now here's that hamstring stretch again. Keep talking about it because everyone has tight hamstrings from sitting hours more than they want to or should. And then flex to go forward, double beat, pulse and pulse again, point, take it back and double pulse, reach and reach again. Come back with the top leg, lower it on the bottom leg. Now we're going to lift the leg up hip height and rotate the leg from the hip socket here in the crease, rotating it internally and externally. So you spin the leg around its own axis, that's good. The pelvis is steady and the leg is working from the joint. If you really work from the right place, you'll definitely feel your glute engage. Now externally rotate, that means toe up, heel down. Lower the legs, now we go up, down. So you point the foot to lift it high, flex the foot to bring it out and long. Try to kiss your heels together, point to lift, exhale, flex and reach it out. Maybe you feel that stretch all the way up to your waist, to your armpit. Now reverse, so flex to go high, point to stretch it out and down. You're looking straight ahead, not at your foot. Maybe you look at your foot the first time just to be sure it's moving, but after that, you know. So flex, lift, point, reach it away. Développé, so you bend the knee up to the ceiling, you slide the foot along the bottom leg. Pull the knee towards your shoulder, the foot to the ceiling, flex and reach it out and down. So we drag it in, extend it up, flex, push it away. Point to glide, pull the knee in, extend the leg up, flex and reach. Now reverse. Tap the foot, it goes up with a straight legged flex foot. Point the foot, bend the knee. The foot goes down, it glides along the bottom leg, it skates forward, flex to lift, point bend, and exhale all the way forward and down, really reach it out long, feel the stretch in the waist last time, point bend, and then all the way down for rond de jambe. So you really have to brace yourself. We're going to do a big circle, pull the leg forward, rotate externally up, back, and then through center. You're really working hard to hold the body still, that's it. Just don't press through your fingertips, press through either a fist or the flat of your palm. Let's do it one more time. Start to rotate the leg on the socket as you circle it around. Come back through center, and now let's reverse. We take it back, we rotate externally, up, forward, around, and through center. Let's do it again. You're using the glute to pull the leg back. You're holding yourself steady here on your sideline. And we'll do one more. The bottom leg has to push into the ground to help your stability. Come back to center, and let's add one more to this. So we'll do a figure 4. You're going to take the top foot in front of sort of the hip or the upper thigh, and try to push the knee away from you. The hand is between the legs, and then we bring the bottom leg up, and then bring it down. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Inhale up, exhale down. Now lift and hold. Reach out, and we circle around in 1, and 2, and 3. Lift it here, reverse, circling 1, 2, and 3. Reach it up, lower it down. Okay, extend the legs, and we go onto our stomachs here for grasshopper. The grasshopper, you want to find your alignment here on the middle of your mat. Overlap your hands, take them under your forehead. And let's just begin the legs and turn out, heels to the other toes apart. Just press the pelvis into the ground with the right leg up, keep the hip bone pressed down, and exhale, lower the right leg and lift the left. If you want to feel this in your glute, do another set like that. Try to keep the leg as straight as possible, lift it off the ground, and then back down. And you're pressing the hip bone pressed into the floor. Very nice. Now we lift both legs up and clap, open and closing. So just breathe here. You pull the legs apart from your upper thigh. You close them from the upper thigh. The knees stay off the ground. One more breath. Lower the legs down. Child's pose. Push your hands into the ground. Sink back into that stretch. Stack your spine bottom to top. And we'll switch and do the other side. All right, so lay yourself out. You can prop yourself up on your bottom elbow. Now it's useful, particularly once you move to the advanced arm position, to pull that bottom elbow in slightly towards you so you feel some connection into the underneath part of your sideline. The legs move forward again at maybe that 30-degree angle. Flex the feet and reach the top leg as long as you can. Top hand presses into the mat in front of your chest. Top leg is up, flex the feet. Inhale, slide it forward and reach 1, 2. Point the foot, take it back and pulse 1 and 2. Flex the double feet forward. Point to sweep it back. So try not to lean forward when the leg is back, right? And try not to lean back when the leg is forward. See how your body wants to move a little bit? So that means that you have to work harder through your core, harder through your connection to the ground, or maybe take the legs in a slightly smaller movement until you can get the stability there. That's it, much better. There's always a lot to think about in Pilates, right? You're thinking about 28 different things at the same time. So now we bring the legs center and we rotate internally and externally. Remember, we're rotating from the hip joint here. Spiral it down, spiral it up. Of course, here you don't have to worry about leaning forward or backwards because the leg is sort of in line with the rest of the body. And then we externally rotate lower heel to heel, up, down. So point the foot, we kick the leg up, flex, and bring it down. Point to lift, flex to lower. Point lift, flex down, reverse the foot. Flex go up, point stretch it away. Flex to lift, point lengthen it out. One more, flex lift, point all the way down, double peg, bend. Knee to the shoulder, foot to the sky, flex and push it away. Drag it on in, extend it up, flex, reach long, do one more. Tap it down, reverse, straight leg, flex foot, point the foot, bend the knee in, slide the foot down, skate it forward, slide it out like it's on ice, lift, point bend, and all the way out, pull the head away from the leg. Last one. And down for lunge jump, your big circle. So inhale forward, rotate up, back, around, and through center. Circling here, reach out and away. See one more in this direction. Complete the circle and we reverse. Inhale back, spiral up, forward, around, and through. Nice. So just like single leg circles on your back, it's not only about the circle that you draw with your legs, it's also about your stability here in your center. And it's a bigger challenge because you're on your side and your whole back isn't pressing into the mat. That was so good. Now we're doing figure 4. So we bring that leg in, try to push the knee away from your shoulder, away from your face, maybe with the elbow. Now the bottom leg lifts and lowers. It goes up, it comes down. We lift and then bring it down. Lift and hold, and I'll circle around and up 1, around and up 2. Here's 3. Go to the top and reverse. Circle and 1. Circle now 2. Circle and 3. Lift, lower the leg, extend the other leg onto it. Good. And then here, let's go onto our backs for shoulder bridge. You can use the ball between your thighs if you want. That can help prevent you from cramping your hamstrings. So your feet are grounded, arms lengthened at your side, and begin with a pelvic tuck. So we're doing a bridge, not with a plank back, but with an articulative spine. So we curl the tail up and we pull the tail forward, the knees slide out over the toes. You come up with the hips, the waist, the ribs, keep the shoulder blade down. When you get to the top, roll to the top of the shoulders, roll to the outer arm, and then lift your heart a little higher, and then boost the butt up a little higher, use your glutes, and also push down with your feet. And then we roll to the inner arm, the blades widen, and you curve the upper back down. Try to place the spine down 1 inch, 1 vertebra after the next. Go all the way down through the ribs, to the waist, to the hips, finally over the sacrum and the tail. And then we rock it again. So we curl the tail up and press the waist down. Then the tail moves forward as your knees move forward out over the toes. Think of your knees having magnets in them, being attracted to the wall in front of you. Come up, 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 push down through the top of the shoulder, the outer arm. Lift the chest a little higher and lift the hips a little higher. Feel that support in the back line of your body. And then roll to the inner arm. Curve your body down here. Take your time. Come all the way down. Nice and slow and smooth. We'll go up one more time and add just a couple of kicks, just to see. The goal with the kicks is to keep the pelvis elevated without dropping one side of the hip. So we tuck and come up. Jump forward again, lift the chest, do an upper back extension, lift the hips. Now, pull your right knee into your chest, the left foot is firm and pushing down, extend the leg up to the ceiling. Point to lower the foot down, flex to kick it up. And you might start just bringing it part of the way down and lifting it. Eventually it goes all the way to the floor and then up again. At the top, point the foot, bend the knee, replace that foot, square off the pelvis, lift it a little higher, now the both feet are down. And now we pull the left knee in, extend the leg up, point down, flex and lift it. You want to reach for the foot, right? So as you're lifting the leg, try to lift the pelvic half with the energy from your foot. Same thing on the way down, but then use a little bit more of hip extension there. And then you point the foot at the top, bend the knee, lower the foot down, square off the pelvis, lift it, and then let's roll to the inner arm and go all the way down to the ground. Sinking slowly down here. We're going to come up and end with one more rolling exercise, seal. So let's pull one knee into your chest, come up to sitting, and sit here again at the front of your mat. Take your hands between your legs, wrap your hands around the outside of your ankles, and you rock back, looking down at your abs, knees apart. Open and close the thighs to clap 1, 2, 3. Then with the feet together, we roll back to the shoulder blades and clap with the butt in the air. So you go back, 1, 2, 3, come up, clap 1, 2, 3. Take it back, up. So your hands have to go between your legs, and that's to make it easier to clap, and you won't feel like you're choking yourself there. Good. And so we clap. Look down with the tail. Come up. And it's okay, even if you just clap once or twice with your legs in the air, try to keep your head off the ground. It's okay if your hair touches, in fact, it's probably going to, but just try not to let your skull rest on the mat. So keep looking towards your belly, looking towards your abs. And then we are good for today. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
For anyone celebrating the holiday, enjoy the time with your family and friends. And I know Swarthmore has a break next week, so I won't be here, but there are YouTube videos on Swarthmore's Recreation and Wellness site. So you can continue with your Pilates if you have a chance to while you're on vacation. And then I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. All right, everyone have a good time. And thanks for working so hard today.